Okay, let's just get through this midweek session quickly. Markets continuing this push higher. A lot of resistance up here, but if we can pop, if this NASDAQ daily chart pop through this resistance, then it bodes well. US monthly jobs on Friday. We're coming up on volume, so there is the appetite for risk here. Okay, so that's the NASDAQ. Let's look at the Dow. Dow is struggling. So this is a tougher, the markets are all at tough points, but at the moment NASDAQ looks if it's pushing, got a better push. They've all come a long distance. So it would stand to reason that we could move sideways until we get the monthly jobs figures out on Friday. But in the meantime, I'm buying the dips and looking to see if that can push through. I'm starting to short the oil. I think this oil is in a tough spot, and I think it's due a pullback. This pink area down here is the pre-war area. So I think if the markets return to their norm, I think this, we've got a lower high here. We've come back into this range here, this bar, and held, but I think this is too much for oil, and I think oil might want to come back to these lower support levels. So I have been shorting. I've got shorted at close to 108. You can see here we are just under 106. So that short is working well. And so that's gold. It's still flailing around. No, it's not. That's not true. We had this big dip yesterday at 1890. That got bought. And we're holding up. I think any pullbacks in this are still bought. If we see 1900, 1915, I would still buy into that. In theory, if gold holds this support, pen, if gold continues to hold this support here, and we come up, you see this, got this trend line coming across the top. If we come up here and nudge it and break through, that will be a pullback area, and then we can go and find these highs. If we can't get through this 1950, or certainly if we can't get through the 1960, 1975, then this continual this selling of these highs will continue, and this will roll over. Okay, so we're at an important junction here in the gold. The dips are getting bought at the moment, so if I was to trade it anyway, I would trade it to the upside and then see if that can break through. Silver, same as gold. Dips are buyable. Let's see if that can push up. Dollar index coming right off the boils. That will give the oil and the gold some stimulus. And, so moving on from the dollar index, let's look at, tell you what I'm going to look at, the emerging markets. I think I talked about this, well, we've been talking about it for a while. This huge dip down here, I think that's got the emerging market stoked up. So I think these are viable. If the dollar stays weak and we ultimately break up through this area here, we close above this 1150, I think this can get at least back up to start to climb back up to some of these highs. In a bullish consolidation, you'll get a drop like that, But if the drop gets bought, that's incredibly bullish. So I think that is well worth a push higher. Volatility index, before we go, is still on its heels. So the volatility index can stay low and the dollar can stay low, and dollar and volatility index staying low, that's very bullish indeed. So that bodes well for gold and other commodities, and of course the indices. Right, let's look at quick look at the pound and the euro, and then we'll move on. Trying to pick up here. So if we start closing above 131, that could start to climb back up to 135 plus. I've got this drawn out for a hit of about 132 and then drop, but I'll redraw that if we continue to hold up here. The euro is getting a very nice bounce, so if we continue this, ultimately we could go back to 115 plus. So we've got, is that a short squeeze or is that a actual reversal? It was a short squeeze, now it's forming a reversal pattern, because if we hold these lows and close above 112, we are definitely in recovery mode. Okay, I'm just going to look at the Nikkei because I've got an interest in the Nikkei. So that's had a fantastic move back into the drop zone from the 18th of Jan. So we're getting, that's a huge leg. So hardly surprising that that is going to pull back. Any pullback to 27.2 or lower, or 26.7 is a buy, and that could start to get back up to those highs. Right. Start telling me what stocks you want me to look at. I'm just going to recap on the rolls. Picking up. All the time we hold this area here, and if we can ultimately close by 110, I'm looking for 125 plus. So anytime we close under a pound, then that's toast. That's had it. But I think the rolls is a good one, and I like that one. This IQE really fallen out of favor on volume. So we come right back down to this trend line. It was a very limp push up here. So the volume was good, but not good enough. We weren't breaking any records on the volume, so there wasn't a follow through on this IQE. ASOS, just concerned about ASOS. Okay, we had a couple of big days, we're resting. If at any time soon we close above 1740, then this could really start to push up. Because if we come out of this funnel pattern and stay above 1740, I think that's a good recovery stock. Let's look at VOO as well. VOO is still struggling with this. We're still under a pound. Anytime we're under a pound, and that could struggle. If we close above this £1 mark, then that could potentially start to reclaim to 150 plus on the VOO. So keep an eye on it. I suggest you just avoid it until we get that close above the £1 mark. Let's look at some banks. Barclays, still dropping on volume. So Barclays is fallen right out of favor at the moment. Now, if we start to pick. If we turn around above that and get above 150, I'm in. At the moment, there is no reason to buy this at all. So just sit tight. Any stock, in fact, I'm going to take that lower trend line off. We're coming back into these 8th of March levels. And we're coming down on volume. So there is no reason to buy Barclays yet. So let's have a look at NatWest, because I'm very keen on NatWest. I need to be patient on this one as well. So I like this sector. I just need this to come back. Let me just find the levels a moment. So this one started the year really well. Let's go right back to January. So I need to see this at 195 ideally, and I'm going to be patient for that. It's had a little squirt higher. I need that to drop back before I'm interested. Lloyd's is the same. Legal and General is stuck. Volumes are good on this, but I am going to wait on that one. Basic Materials. Elementis, I think is good. Volume's not brilliant, but I think any pullbacks on this one to 115, 118 are buyable. Gem Diamonds holding up. Any pullback to 55, 56 is a buy on that one. TCAP, it's already been on a decent run. So on a bullish consolidation, I'd expect that to come down to 135. I like that one a lot. The Man Group, that's just not pulling back. These are all commodity related stocks that I particularly like. Glencore, that's had a pullback and pulling up. Right, let's look at some retail rated stocks. Royal Mail, I'm beginning to get interested. I will sit tight longer. At the moment, I still think that can come down. I think that could get, it might even go close to £3. Looking to sell, what, to actually short Rio or to get out of Rio? Do you mean, Andy? To get out. Oh, yes, nice pop. So it hesitated at this 59.50. Got a very good, well, I would suggest if this holds up, you might see 64.50 and you might even see 70 if this holds up. I mean, it's coming up on volume. So I would have thought you might see 64.50, 65 plus on that one. It's had a good move. Very good move this year. You had to be very patient, but it was good. Right. So let's look at some miners. MGAM. That MGAM looks good. Polymetal attempting to scratch back. SSLI is good. You're in from 44.50. Good. Let's look at the. Where's my miners gone? Hang on, there now. So Pan African, a little pullback into 20, which we talked about. I think this is still viable. If you bid on 2020, I think you have to bid on 21 now. But I think this is really setting, these miners are setting up nicely. Griffin, looks okay. Hochschild, not bad. We're sitting in this 8th of March range, so I think these might come down a little bit more. Might come down to 120. CDE looking good. Centamin. This is an interesting one. This Centamin, because that has just put in a couple of buy signals recently. So I think this most recent range, right? If we close above 92, I think that can at least get back to those highs. Volumes are good. Right. Anything else you want me to look at? Bristol Myers, Medtronic, all doing well. So I like health oil stocks. Okay. I like want some deeper pullbacks in the banking. Liking the miners. Be very careful of any retail related at the moment. They're still not doing well. Now let's look at the energy. Tullow picking up. Volumes are picking up on Tullow, so that's good. 88E has fallen off the edge. I would leave that well and truly be. So it's struggled with 2.8. GKP, okay. Goldstone, of course. Nice pop there. Wow, huge volume on that one. Huge volume. That is a pullback at 245. DEC, okay. DEC a stock. I gather you want me to look at DEC, is that correct? Right, can't find it. Got it. Yeah. Not that impressed, because we're still sitting in this inside this range. Well, I much prefer GKP and Tullow, etc. I personally wouldn't. It's not for me. You're right. This is an area that it's struggled with. Or if you're looking to get take profits, then I think now is a good time. If you wait another day or two to see if we can close above 120, that's a different story. Because if we close above 120, then we could go back and fill that gap at 127. But I think these days, when you see low volume, you need to be very careful. Do you mean general? You put general, but I think you mean general. I'm sure you mean general. Yeah. Wow. What I like about this one is the volume. Yeah, if you find stocks with the volume of picking up, then stay put. That's a really nice move. So in theory, we could potentially go to 220, 222 on this one if that stays up. Right. Last call for stocks, because I have a dinner booked, so I'm going to just hold off here unless you've got anything you really want me to look at. Anything else you want me to look at? Saudi. Right, let me have a look at that one then. Can't find it. No, you got a ticker for that one. I cannot find that one. You spelled that right. Ticker is SR. Okay, let's have a look. Nope, sorry, can't find it. Don't know. Okay, I'll leave that. Right, brilliant. Thanks for joining me, guys. I will see you on Sunday. If you've not got a link for Sunday, then let me know. Otherwise, yeah, I'll see you Sunday. Thanks very much, guys. See you then. Bye. Monday. Yep, sorry. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for reminding me. Monday. Yeah.